All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to CAGcast episode number 778. I'm your host, GBD, here in Long Island, New York. And as always, we're joined by a man who's about to get his Cybertruck pre-order, Wombat.
I put down $5.
You only had to put down $100.
I put down $5.
Remember when you could pre-order a car for $100?
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't seem right.
No, it doesn't.
Anyway,
you still
welcome.
Pre-order games for $5.
Yes.
You can do.
Yeah.
The ratio is wrong there, I feel.
It's probably been about, I don't know, a good 15 years since I've used that strategy in game buying.
Oh yeah, pre-ordering. I mean, I remember doing that. There are certain games where I have very clear memories of going in to put in my pre-order money. Resident Evil 4 on the GameCube is one of them. Wind Waker on the GameCube is another. Like, I remember that. I remember getting that Wind Waker pre-order bonus disc, which is probably still the greatest pre-order bonus in the history of video game culture, because it had like 5 other Zelda games on it, and it was like, oh yeah, here are our old games, you can have them for free, thanks for pre-ordering our new game. They'll never do that again.
Right.
They'll never do that again.
Well, yeah, they're not making discs for that.
Yeah,
purpose.
well, you know what I mean. Like a pre-order bonus that good.
They should come up with a way you can give them $5 like for digital now. The pre-order.
Yeah, they could run out.
Pre-order will take $5 off the top. You can cancel it anytime, and here's like if it's a sequel, here's the previous game for free. That's what they did with Wind Waker. That's what they did.
What about if you paid an extra $5 on top of that $5, you could get it for free?
That's what they do.
There was also a really good Star Wars pre-order.
Instead of getting your $5 ahead of time before the game comes out, they're going to get an extra $20 from you after the game comes out and sell you like a art book with 3 pages in it.
Yeah.
For an extra $20 and some digital
art book.
Digital art book.
Digital art book.
An art book with no pages and some, like a purple shotgun.
Maybe some like wallpaper for your computer.
Right. I guess they did figure out a better way to get your $5. They turned it into $20. But I feel like that whole system probably had a more important use of knowing how many games to make and to order for the stores.
Yes, that's what that was for. Yes.
And
which
now,
isn't a thing anymore.
Right. Now, like no one ever goes to a store to pre-order anymore, do they?
I don't
Zelda,
know.
I bet maybe.
I'm guessing people still like. You can't tell me that GameStop is like, no, we won't take your $5 anymore. Like that has to still exist, right?
I'm pretty sure it does. Yeah.
You mean they will take it if you ask them, but they don't ask you for it.
They have signs. They have signs for pre-orders and like pre-order now, don't they? Still, I feel like they do.
Has anyone been into a GameStop recently?
No, I was gonna go in on during Black Friday weekend, but we just didn't.
Roosevelt Field?
No, we would the one in Levittown, closer to my house.
That Roosevelt Field one is one of the saddest things I've ever seen.
Yeah, that one sucks. The one by me is actually pretty good. We just didn't go. We went to Kohl's instead.
That's excitement. That's some holiday excitement.
I got some sweatpants.
That's really exciting.
I know. Mm-hmm.
How was your Thanksgiving?
It was lovely.
You got sweatpants out of it.
I know. Did you wear them during Thanksgiving?
I did not. I did dress like a human being for seeing the family. So
I wore sweatpants, but they were nice.
Did you?
Yeah, I wore a matching sweatsuit. I said I was going to wear a suit to
like a tracksuit.
Yeah, I was going to say like a tracksuit,
like a Nike tracksuit. Yeah, I guess, but not not really a tracksuit because it was like fleece.
Like Run DMC.
You'd be too hot. You'd be too hot in that.
Did you have a Kangol hat to go with it?
No.
And Adidas?
No, I said it was Nike. What are you talking about?
Adidas sneakers. Why
would I? That's blasphemy.
I guess.
I'm not going to wear the Nike fucking matching sweatsuit and then put on Adidas shoes.
Did you break dance?
Not that I own any Adidas shoes, God forbid. No, we just ate turkey and sat around. And nice. Ty was away for a table tennis tournament for the whole weekend. He was away. He missed Thanksgiving. They do all the major national U.S. table tennis tournaments are during major U.S. holidays because they don't have enough money to just rent their facilities during a normal time of year. So they do it when nobody's going to come normally, like 4th of July or Thanksgiving. So it's like, and most of the attendees are like Asian American or not, not really that into Thanksgiving, I guess, or 4th of July, because people come, they get like over 1,000 people, I think, came to this. So I don't think it's like slowing them down that much. But then again, like you're kind of limiting your potential attendees when you have it a 3-day table tennis tournament that you basically have to show up to on Thursday night of Thanksgiving.
That's weird, but yeah.
Why I didn't go.
Exactly.
That's why I didn't go, and that's why Ty went with his table tennis coach and his family. But that's too much table tennis. Nobody needs to play 3 days of table tennis. He said the dads were very badly behaved. I guess just like any other sport that you would watch, where the dads could possibly be involved in any way. Surprise, surprise, the dads behaved badly. Even the Chinese American dads were behaving badly. Except it's just in Chinese, but he could tell it was bad. He could tell the behavior was bad. He just didn't know exactly what they were saying. Where the dads even taunt the other kids. Like they'll yell at the opponent in Chinese, which is weird. I guess that happens in soccer too. Like, Ship, when you're watching your kid play soccer, the dads aren't yelling at the kids.
My kids are a little too young for that.
I don't know. Some of these kids are like 10, probably.
My kids also aren't playing select or traveling team or anything like that. So
you think the parents are yelling at the kids in those situations, and like the other team's kids, the other team's kids?
Yes,
they are.
Both.
Yikes.
Yes.
Ugh. Wow.
I mean, I know I got into it with some parents playing select soccer back in the day.
You, as a player, you were yelling at the opposing team parents.
Yeah, because they were yelling at me.
Like what? Like Red? They do say, "Hey, nice shot, Red." Like when you missed or something.
No, I was defense usually, so I would be taking their kids
tackle.
out.
Oh,
yeah.
So they would think your tackles weren't fair.
My tackles were excellent.
I bet you fucking probably analyze them from a engineer's point of view. Like, I need this angle so I don't touch them and only get the ball.
Right. But I played for a, like, I think we got 1 year we got second state. 1 year we got, I don't know. We made it to the Final Four. I can't remember if we won the like consolation game or whatever.
Right.
But like, so my coach was very like, I don't know. He was all about winning, and like he was a good coach and everything, but like I know, like I was like taught like responsibilities of like, don't let your keeper get like on a breakaway, like take that person out, that way they don't give a free shot at the keeper. And I know one game, like a kid was on a breakaway and I went running all the way across the field and just took him out from behind.
Oh man.
And I was like, I got a red card and everything, and I was like just sitting there just like bawling my eyes out because
how old were you?
I was probably
17.
No, I was probably I would have been probably 6th or 7th grade.
Okay.
Right?
So 12.
Yeah, around 12. And so like
Elliot's age.
Coach told you to sweep the leg.
Yeah, coach told me to sweep the leg, and I swept the leg, and I like the whole time I'm like, I don't want to do this, but I've been taught to do this. I don't want to do this, and I did it.
And did they score on the penalty kick?
No.
So it's worth it.
It was.
Did the kid ever walk again?
I think so.
You mean Wheels McGee?
He's doing great in the Paralympics, I heard.
Yeah.
He's like a real force to be
I mean, I hit him with like all like 85 pounds of me at that point, I'm sure.
Right. I've seen pictures of you.
Yeah.
You're maybe skinnier than me. No, you weren't. But
I still think about like, that's like every month or so, like I think back to that moment. Like it was.
Do you think traumatic? Like, what if you didn't do that? Like, would that have made you a better person or?
No, I think doing that made him the better person.
I think it did. Yeah.
Because he realized that the coach was wrong. He knew it wasn't the right thing to do, but it took doing it to realize, you know what, this wasn't the right thing to do. And sometimes when people in authority tell you to do something that's not the right thing to do,
right,
you shouldn't always listen to them. It's a very valuable lesson that he learned at that age.
And the lesson is that it's a good thing that Shipwreck's coach didn't tell him to kill somebody, Because he would only just killed one person. Oh shit, this feels wrong.
I don't like this.
I learned my lesson. Take him away,
How do
boys.
I get this off my hands? Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting. I never wanted to hurt anybody. Or didn't, I mean, not wanted to, but my coaches were never that intense for anything.
I never had any coaches.
Not well. What about like in drama? That's like a coach or something.
I didn't even do drama.
I don't know. What did you do?
I played guitar.
What about your guitar teacher?
I quit lessons after like 3 months.
Because you knew it all?
Pretty much. Like, this is a waste of money, and I just practiced in my room.
And now look at you.
Now
playing Jingle Bell Rock all over the place.
Yeah, totally. Mm-hmm.
I didn't hear that.
No, I don't have it.
I'm trying to think if there's any other updates. I don't think so. We can do some show feedback.
All right.
More updates later.
Okay. Yeah, I was going to say, well, we could get into it later, I guess, then. Russo3J had to say, I just have to say that years ago when I was a delivery driver, I would listen to all of your old podcasts one after another for 8 hours a day.
And now he's has severe mental problems.
Yes. Gave me some of the greatest laughs. Please never stop. Well, we're still here doing it, and that's crazy.
Hopefully you're not still a delivery driver.
Yes.
Unless that's what you like to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you know.
Unless that's your passion.
Exactly. You never know. People
like to toss packages.
Yeah.
I feel like 8 years is enough. Oh, no, he didn't say 8 years. He said he didn't give any time frame for that. Anyway, what else?
I should have sent you this before the show, but that's okay. According to Mediaskate, Wombat, Nick on this week's Jeopardy reminded me
Read
of
his name
you.
again?
Miata. Miata Skate?
Yeah.
Miata Skate. The Nick on this week's Jeopardy reminded me of you. He could be your dad in an alternate universe. Now, I'm sure do you watch Jeopardy, Ship?
No.
Okay. So
I'm not opposed to it, but
I've seen it before.
I've been getting this from.
I'm familiar with the concept of Jeopardy.
Here, I'm texting you guys the picture right now because I have it on my phone.
Oh, this is going to be good for the picture.
So, yeah, I know, but trust me, it's worth it. I've been getting hit up by so many people. Does he sound like you too? I've been he doesn't actually, but I've been getting hit up by people that I've known.
That is fucking you. What the fuck? This is you. This guy's older than you. This guy's older than you, but you know what? You're on track to like look exactly like this guy with the keep the Orange Theory up, and I think you're going to look exactly like this guy.
I think I'm a little better looking than that guy, but maybe that's just.
Well, he's older. He's older. He's older than you.
Just slightly older. Like, I don't know. That
dude, even your facial hair, the grayness, the amount of gray in your beard is almost identical.
Yes.
Turn to the right a little. Turn to the right a little. Right? Yeah, that's fucking wild, dude.
Oh yeah, hold it up to the camera so people can see the picture of the guy. There you go.
Oh shit, that's my cock. Sorry, guys. Good thing it's an audio podcast mostly. All right. That is fucking wild. That is wild.
I know. And my friend posted it on Facebook. One of my old high school friends that I've known forever posted it on Facebook and said, congratulations, and tagged me. Said, congratulations, Ed Stewart, for winning Jeopardy tonight.
As another person with a different name.
With a different, he knew it wasn't me, obviously. He's the one who sent me the picture. And
that's hilarious. I love it.
And I've been getting like from all the people I went to high school with that don't know that he's making a joke.
Right.
They're like, congratulations.
Did you tweet that out? So in case people are looking for it?
I can tweet it out.
I mean, did you exit out?
Post.
Did you post it out?
Post is what?
Oh, that's the new terminology?
I didn't do any of those things.
That's what they're trying to make the new tech.
That's a great word. That's really going to catch on.
When I first got that text from my friend, I was like, this can't be real. Because I was like, it looks too much like me. So, pretty funny, pretty weird.
I can't wait to use AI voice cloning to dub that video in with your voice saying some weird ass shit.
Sure.
That can be some quality content.
I think so.
Right after I do 500 other things. All right, what else we got?
This last one's kind of long. Do we want to skip it?
Yes.
Okay.
That's
That's fine.
There's so much watch this jerks
I
that
know.
I think we should. You were
I mean,
busy.
we took 2 weeks off, and I had Thanksgiving break, so I watched a lot of movies.
Let's hear about them.
We watched a lot of movies. I
watched
watched
one
on HBO Max. I watched the new Little Richard documentary, which is very interesting. If you're interested in, I don't know, so many things.
Wap, bam, boom.
Yes.
If you're interested in that, you're gonna get it in spades.
The history of rock and roll and civil rights and gay rights and evangelism and so much like history rolled into that man's life because he lived a long time and was sort of a part of so many things.
Right.
That it's definitely
like racism. Like,
was he gay?
He was openly gay in the 60s. Part of the 70s.
Okay.
In the late 70s, early 80s, he said that he had found Jesus and he's no longer gay.
Okay.
And then by the late 80s, early 90s,
he lost Jesus.
He's like, I might be somewhat gay. It's
Right.
like he was very conflicted with himself, and some of it is actually very sad because he never really found love, so to speak. Like that's a big part of the documentary is that he was lonely because he could never really accept himself.
But he named himself Little Richard.
Well, that's when he was,
How are you gonna meet another guy if you name yourself Little Richard? It's crazy.
I don't think he had any trouble meeting guys.
Should have named himself Moby Dick. That would have been good.
It's so strange because sometimes they show him like when he doesn't have like the makeup on and the hair, and he doesn't look like you would not recognize him if he had walked down the street when he looked like that.
I wouldn't recognize him. I mean, unless he was wearing like the sparkly clothes and going, good golly, Miss Molly.
Woo!
Tutti Frutti. If he's yelling out Tutti Frutti, I'd be, that's Little Richard.
Yep. Oh, Rudy.
And if he was in the 70s and he had a penis in his hand, I'd be, yep, that's Little Richard.
Little Richard.
Walking down the street with a penis in his hand.
Yep.
Not just some guy's penis, not just like a detached
I understand.
Penis, or his penis. Yeah. All right, what else?
I did watch the Blue Beetle movie on HBO Max.
That's got to be mediocre at best.
That is a good way to describe it. I really wanted to like it more than I did. It's like someone watched the first, 15 years of Marvel movies and just like, oh, we'll take this scene from this movie and this scene from this movie.
AI made it.
It really does feel like that. It's so weird how many scenes from this movie are taken from other movies. And I don't want to spoil it, but I also don't care. Like there's a scene in the movie where, the Blue Beetle gets, he thinks he's like in between life and death, and guess where he is? He's on the ancestral plane, and the spirit of his elder comes to speak with him.
Was it ancestral or
no?
Ancestral?
Yeah, that's funny. But I mean, you've seen that before. How about the scene where he's flying and he goes up a little too high and he can't control it because he's never been up that high before, and he
never
starts
seen
falling.
that before.
Yeah. Or oh my God, it's so weird how unoriginal it is.
Did it make money?
No, it not. It lost a lot of money.
If it had been original, would it have lost even more money?
I don't know.
Right.
If it was original, at least you could say, hey, they tried.
But honestly, like, do we need a Blue Beetle movie? Is anyone really looking? What's the percentage of the population that's looking for a Blue Beetle movie? I mean, you have all these stories that we could be telling about, and literally anything in existence or in our imagination.
Does it become like their version of Deadpool?
No, he becomes their version of Spider-Man.
Yeah, right.
But
sure. If nobody liked Spider-Man.
No, that doesn't exist.
That's what I'm saying. Like he's young and handsome. He's like young, handsome, wisecracky, flipping around guy.
But like, you're not gonna.
He's also Mexican. He's like the only Mexican superhero that's that's prominent. The most prominent Mexican superhero.
No, what about that guy from Justice League? Wasn't there a guy like in Super Friends?
There was.
What was his name?
I forget.
That's racist.
I know.
You should know. Mm-hmm. It was Was there a guy?
Yes, but he wasn't. Was he Mexican?
See, now that's racist.
I want to. Yeah, no.
Super Fred's Mexican. I'm going to type it in. See what it says. Oh, there's a Family Guy clip about it. El Dorado. He was like a bullfighter. I knew I didn't imagine that. His abilities are illusion casting and optic force blast.
He had green pants and a red cape.
No, he had
shirts.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
Yeah, I know. I know what he looked like. I just couldn't think of his name. But yes, Blue Beetle. I like Blue Beetle as a character. There's a lot of interesting stuff that could be done. They just didn't do any of it. I don't know.
Big shock.
Exactly.
I watched this next movie also.
I know you talked about it briefly.
Okay.
But I watched The Killer.
David I think we talked about it off the air, right?
Did we talk about it off the air or on the air? I don't know. But I saw David Fincher's The Killer, and I know you did. Mm-hmm. And I like that movie. That's a good one. It's very stylish. And yes, you talked about it on the show.
Okay.
You talked about watching it with your wife.
Right. And yeah. My neighbor came over too. It's like The Professional, but at a much smaller scale. So don't expect, and not as good. The Professional is like, one of the greatest ever.
And there's a little bit of John Wick in there also.
Yep, for sure. It's well done certainly for like a movie that is streaming on Netflix. That was a Netflix produced movie. Like, it's great. It's not as good as The Professional.
You're not going to be angry that you watched it. You won't feel like you wasted your time.
Robin Quivers didn't like it. She panned it. Robin from the Howard Stern show.
Oh,
she panned it.
But I think when it's the kind of movie that when it's over, you've already forgotten about it as soon as the credits start rolling.
No, I was thinking about it. I was just trying to make sense out of all of it, like because it's not super straightforward. It's there's a lot of talking and you're just trying to figure out what it's all about. I liked it because it's I don't know. I think it's a little more deep than that, but I'm not thinking about it right now. Let's put it that way. After a week, I stopped thinking about it. Anyway, I would definitely recommend watching, and it's less than 2 hours.
Yes, it is. It's an hour and 59 minutes.
Huge plus.
I watched because I watched a lot of shit. I watched the Please Don't Destroy movie, which is on Peacock. Please Don't Destroy is part of Saturday Night Live. Essentially, it's a Saturday Night Live movie.
It's like three guys, right?
It's the three guys.
The three nerds.
The three nerds. They gave them a movie. It's short. It's like an hour and a half, which is what it should be. It's cute enough, but I don't know. I didn't laugh out loud.
I saw there was a big deal on Peacock subscriptions.
Was there?
Yep.
Yeah, but it's with commercials. You don't want that.
I didn't want it either way.
Actually, he would prefer the commercials, I think. No, it doesn't make any sense. I'm probably not going to watch that with or without commercials. That makes sense. What else? You watched Barbie?
I didn't.
Oh. I watched Barbie.
Shipped it.
Have you guys seen Barbie yet?
No.
Nope.
Barbie's really good.
Is it?
It is.
I'm the only person in my house that hasn't seen Barbie.
All right, Barbie is really good. Yeah, that's a fun movie. That they did a good job with it. The casting is perfect. The visuals are entertaining the entire time.
Yeah,
it's got good musical numbers. You like a good musical?
I'll watch it. I'm going to watch it when it comes to Netflix or whatever. I don't have to give them money.
I'm trying to remember what it's coming to. Who made it? Who made that movie? What studio? Is that Universal?
As long as it's not coming to Peacock, I think I'm good.
I'm not sure who made that movie.
Mm-hmm.
They made a lot of money on that movie. The people who made that movie.
Yes.
Yes. It's. I don't know. It was on sale for like $10 on Blu-ray at Target. So
sorry.
I splurged. It was one of my Black Friday month purchases or whatever.
Nice.
However long that lasts now.
Right. Oh my God.
It was Warner Brothers.
So it'll be on HBO Max.
Maybe if they decide to put it on there.
That's true because
it'll be on there for like a week.
They're licensing out everything now. So
okay.
And also I think I lose 4K on HBO Max in like 2 weeks or something.
Why?
Yeah, if you want 4K, you have to pay more.
Those fuckers.
I got that email.
I don't think I did.
Changes coming to your account.
Wait, I got to see. Is that everybody? That's 4K. You said HBO. It's not called HBO. It's called fucking, what's it called? Max?
Max.
4K
It's called
Max.
fucking Max.
I'm never going to find that in an email search. Forget it.
Nope.
A
You can do
million
that on
fucking
your own
things.
time also. I don't know if that's really something that's appropriate to do right now.
My nightmare is now I'm going to go, like Barbie's going to come out. I'm going to go to watch Barbie and I have a week to do it because it's going to get licensed out somewhere else and it's not in 4K. And then if I'm not going to watch that in 4K, I'm not even going to watch it. How sexy is that movie on a scale of 1 to sexy?
It's not overly sexy. I mean, there's good looking people in it.
That's fine.
And it's not a kids movie per se, but my kids watched it and like it.
I mean, like
fine.
they're in bikinis and stuff.
Yeah,
and
it was fine for kids as well. Like some of the jokes are going to go over their head certainly, but
the cunnilingus jokes.
They still thought it was. I mean, there's stuff about
we
them
had some controversy.
not having
genitalia.
Yeah, genitalia. Yeah.
It came up. This movie came up during our Thanksgiving dinner, and part of the conversation was because it's the highest grossing film of the year, and a lot of people really like it. Does it deserve a Best Picture nomination? I'm not saying it should win. Yeah, but does it deserve a nomination?
No, because people don't know anything, and they will spend billions of dollars on the shittiest shit that ever could have been shit out of this fucking movie studio.
But
I'm not saying that's Barbie. No, I'm not saying that's Barbie at all.
That's what I'm saying. But you're talking, there are a lot of things like that. I'm just saying, like, is this movie, it's an unusual movie to do this well because it's not everything that you just said, movies that make $1 billion are. For that reason, do you think it deserves a nomination?
No, it should only be nominated based on merit only, not on financial reasons.
Well, that's could be both those things could be true.
No money.
I mean, it's good. I wouldn't say would win a Best Picture award.
I'm not saying it would win. I'm saying, but should it be in the?
Well, why are we nominating things that aren't going to win? I'm tired. I'm tired of this thing with awards. It's like
they do that a lot. I was going to say
it's good for business.
Movies that are nominated for Best Picture, and like there's only like 3 of them that have a shot to win.
It's good for business. Like if it's good for every business in general. Like if Barbie gets nominated for something, it's good for Barbie. It's good for the Academy Awards because it's a popular
good for
movie.
Those things, but it's
bad for the art.
Participation. Yeah, it's almost participation ribbons that shouldn't be there.
Yes.
But I understand. Yes, I understand the business economics of it. It's just it's a little bit silly.
Sure.
So sure, it should be nominated.
Best
Why
picture,
not?
best actor, best everything.
Everything.
Excellent. So what's this other thing that's on this?
I also watched. It's Christmas season now, so
I'm
there's
familiar
Christmas
with that. Yes,
everywhere. So we always watch the new ones every year. So this is the new Ludacris Christmas movie.
Oh, that's the Ludacris one. I wasn't sure if that was the Ludacris one or the Eddie Murphy one.
No, the Eddie Murphy one doesn't come out until this Friday.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to offend you in your religion.
Yeah, it's coming up. Yeah,
Glad
Dashing Through the Snow is the new Ludacris Christmas movie on Disney Plus. They should have called it that, but
they should have called it Ludacris.
But he doesn't play Ludacris in this. He's just like a dude, right? He's a dude that's a divorced, separated dad who doesn't believe in Christmas and Santa Claus, and then guess what? Santa Claus shows up,
and she's a hot woman, and they get together.
He's black.
Santa Claus?
Yeah.
Cool.
Well, Santa Claus is black. Everyone knows that.
That's fine.
He's just as black as he is white, green, yellow, purple, chicken, or an alien.
There's probably people upset that he's black, though.
Well, welcome to America.
My family enjoyed it. It's a cute, if not predictable, one of these Christmas movies. But there's hijinks. There's a musical number.
Does he smoke weed in it?
Got it all.
How much weed is in the movie?
I'd have to watch it again. I did not see a ton of weed.
What about exotic cars and twerking?
There's a dance that's called like the North Pole Shimmy.
That sounds like twerking.
Are asses dropping to the floor? Not likely.
He listens to some what does he listen to? Maybe some Exhibit?
Great.
I forget what
his
was
contemporary.
playing.
All right, what else we got here on the TV side?
Yes.
This sounds like something Wombat watched.
This is something I watched literally this morning at like 7 a.m. because it came out this morning. It's a documentary. It's 20 minutes long. So this is right up your alley, and it's only on YouTube. So again, you already have it.
I have
it's
YouTube.
free. It's free, and it's 20 minutes long. But it's a 20-minute documentary about Bob Newhart and Don Rickles and their friendship. For those who don't know, Bob Newhart and Don Rickles were best friends for 50 years until Don passed. Bob Newhart is still alive, and Judd Apatow made a 20-minute. He directed this documentary. Judd Apatow did.
Nice.
So it's fast paced. It moves. It's very touching. It's a really good, quick little thing that I highly recommend. Actually, of everything on this list, it may be the thing I recommend the most. Is a 20-minute documentary on YouTube.
Now, has Judd Apatow like touched any women inappropriately or been accused?
He said this was touching.
Womp womp. Not that I'm aware of.
He's in the clear. I can't remember. Some of these guys.
He seems to be he's been married to Leslie Mann forever, and they have their 2 kids who are almost adults now. So yeah, but it's really good. It's really cute. It's, you get to see a lot of fun Don Rickles footage, which is always fun to see because he's very funny. Cool. And was very funny. Yep. And you get to see Bob Newhart's house, and he still makes jokes about Don, even though Don's been dead for like 3 years. And that's also kind of funny.
Bob and Don, it's called.
Bob and Don. Yep.
What else?
That is on YouTube. I watched Scott Pilgrim Takes Off. That is the Scott Pilgrim. I don't know what to call it. It's not really it's not a reboot, and it's not really a sequel.
It's a cartoon, isn't it?
Yes, it's a cartoon. It's a series. I think there's 8 episodes. Yes, the Scott Pilgrim cartoon. If you enjoyed the movie, you'll very much enjoy this series. It is on Netflix. I thought it was kind of great. So did my daughter. We both have been talking about it, probably too much. And the soundtrack's really good too. All new soundtrack.
Right.
So if you are a huge Scott Pilgrim fan like we are, then I say go. If you haven't watched, then you probably already watched it.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah. If you're a mild Scott Pilgrim fan, then maybe you should check it out. If you've never seen Scott Pilgrim, watch the movie first and then watch this.
A lot of work.
What about reading the books first?
No, you don't need to read the books.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anything but that.
You like the movie. Don't act like you don't like
I've read the books. I watched the movie. I'm a middling fan. I played the game.
Yeah, so I haven't
consumed about all the Scott Pilgrim there is, except for this, I guess.
I know. Why?
So what are you doing? Get on it.
Seriously.
I don't know. I didn't sit down to watch an 8-hour cartoon or 8-hour series of cartoons.
First of all, it's not 8 hours. It's 4 hours.
It's a half hour each. Okay.
It's probably like 22 minutes each, even, no?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, it might even be less.
There's no reason I haven't watched it.
You're behind, actually. You're failing your mission of watching or consuming all the Scott Pilgrim.
It has all the original voice actors back. You get Chris Evans and Brie Larson and Michael Cera.
Michael Cera, he was in Barbie.
Yeah, he was in Barbie. So, good
nice
stuff.
He should win Best Actor.
Maybe he will, Melhouse. Maybe he will.
I just want to say quickly, we're still watching RoboDoc. We haven't finished it, but I think we have one left. It's very good. Mrs. Cheapy is enjoying it, even though she really doesn't give 2 shits about RoboCop, which speaks to how entertaining it is. I think the most interesting part is you see. I assume it's still true today, but even then, it must have been even more difficult to make a movie. You see how they make all these practical effects, like remember when RoboCop has like the thermovision, right? Mm-hmm. They didn't really have thermovision, right? So the effects team basically made all these jumpsuits and painted them to look like it was thermovision, and then put it on like a black screen. It's crazy. And then that's
cool.
It's super cool. And once they explain it to you and you see it, you can't unsee it. It looks so those are just all people wearing skin tight fucking suits. It looks ridiculous. But it's again, RoboDoc, very well done. You still have to pay for it. It's like $13, I think, unless you have Screambox. I know nobody has Screambox, right? That's a thing.
Screenbox?
Wombat, even
I
you don't
totally
have.
I have so much Screenbox.
That's the one service you don't have, Screenbox.
I don't. Yeah.
We should play a game.
Is that like a horror?
Yeah.
Okay.
We could probably play a game like streaming service or not, and just.
Is Screenbox from Shout? Is that a Shout Factory channel?
That's made up. Shout is made up. Not. Anyway, you should check it. If you like RoboCop at all, you got to check it out. They basically go through the whole movie and, explain how they show you how they did it. You learn the director was an insane person, and Peter Weller was fucking everybody during the movie. So, during, when they weren't filming.
What is it? Who's everybody?
Like the hair girl, just the people on set, basically. People working on
Nancy Allen?
Probably not Nancy Allen. Maybe.
Got the Oreos?
Oh.
I haven't gotten to the Oreos part yet.
Oh,
that must be the last episode. But he was like, they asked them because they interviewed the other cast members, and they basically said they heard Peter Weller fucking in this trailer, and I guess they asked him about it, and he's like, hey, it was like we were living in a small city, so I had to, I was a young man, I had to do my thing.
I was gonna say that's not really an excuse. I lived in a small city. Does that mean it doesn't seem like a good reason to have sex with everybody?
Well, he was very horny, I think, what he was saying, and he was a star. I'll tell you what, though, like the cool thing about this is that I've seen Peter Weller interviewed in the past about RoboCop, and he seemed like not very interested in it, and he is super fired up about it in this documentary. Like, if he had this type of energy when he was recording the lines for the RoboCop video game, that game would have been on another level. But instead, I think he was still in that phase where like he didn't give a shit about RoboCop, or they probably paid him nothing to fucking do it. So he's just like, why should I put any effort into it? But he put a lot of effort into talking about his time as RoboCop, and it made me realize like that's one of the things that's making the game kind of shitty. People called me out for not liking the RoboCop game, by the way. Say like, oh, you don't like games anymore. Everybody liked the RoboCop game, but you, like, you're the biggest RoboCop fan. Like, what's wrong with you? It's like, yeah, I'm the biggest RoboCop fan, so I know what quality RoboCop would be, and they kind of dropped the ball. Maybe it's Peter Weller's fault a little bit. Anyway, that's good. Should we do a new segment here? Listen up, jerks.
Uh-oh.
We got to give a little promo to friend of the show, Ben Gilbert, who has a new podcast out.
Does?
He does. Do you want to know what it's called?
We Talk with Ben Gilbert?
No. Close, though. They thought of a better name than that. It's called I Smoke New York.
Oh, I like Weed Talk.
That's dumb. Like, I love New York, but I smoke New York.
Oh.
New Yorkers. It's for New Yorkers mostly, but it's with Ben is one of the co-hosts. There's 4 people.
Because if we got together,
no weed
talk.
No more weed puns. The one thing that they didn't want to do was really make it too punny or too lame. Anyway, it's
still a pun. I Smoke New York is still a pun.
It's not a pun. Well, it's not a pun.
No, it had to be explained to me, so it wasn't a pun.
It's a play. It's a play on a promotion for New York tourism.
I don't know.
I think I need to see a logo.
I love New York. You don't know that one? I love New York.
I know the T-shirts.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. So their logo is like
a song that accompanied the T-shirts
in the 80s.
There is a song. Yeah.
It's We Love New York. They changed it. Anyway, you want to hear
inclusive now?
You want to hear a clip from it? I have prepared a clip. This is Ben.
Can't wait.
I'm going to set it up. This is Ben talking to the other founders of the New York Growers Cup, which is his event that's coming up this Friday in Brooklyn. You can go to the New York Growers Cup on Instagram if you want to get tickets. And they're telling how they met Ben, and basically they didn't know Ben from a hole in the wall. And anyway, you just listen.
Like I don't know. My background's not in weed. Like I wasn't a weed grower.
Right.
I was in like corporate media. Basically.
These are all growers that he's talking to.
Guys. Like it's just lucky.
That's just crazy.
Smoked weed, though.
You smoked a lot of weed
forever. Yes.
Yeah, that was one of the things. No, I actually no, and I remember one of the things that Matt actually said is like when we were talking about you before we did like the thing. Is he was like, no, I smoked weed with him and he didn't get weird. So we all were like, oh, well, it's probably like that's give him full ownership of this.
It's usually a telltale sign, right? You can like smoke with someone and they still like.
It's the silliest thing in the world.
Yeah.
But it's like really,
you're like honest.
That everybody, you have that baseline where you're like, oh, you actually care about weed and smoke a lot.
Yeah.
Oh,
right.
okay. Like.
Yeah. It's funny.
I could smell that podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a video podcast basically. You know,
they still smell it.
Yeah, you could, if you watched it, you would really be able to smell it because they're all sitting at a table together. It's primarily, I think they're making it into a video podcast, but I help them with the audio aspect of it. So you should check it out. It's called I Smoke New York. You can get it in your normal podcast places and on YouTube. Congratulations, Ben. I listened to the whole episode like 4 times, so I can actually tell you that it's good.
That's more promotion than you've done for this show.
What are you talking about? That's not true at all. How am I going to promote my own show on my own show? That's not going to make much sense. But I'm going to talk about how our show is so great while you're already, the people who are already listening to it. That wouldn't make any sense.
Yes,
Just
you should
cut in pre-recorded ads for our show.
Yeah, exactly. You know,
it's
what
our
else
show.
is great? The CAGcast. Here's a clip from 2 weeks ago. Bang.
That's something like Elon would do, I feel.
It is. That might be.
Too much of a big brain move. Wait a minute. If we just start buying ads on X for X, that's going to solve all our problems. Volume. We'll make up money in the volume.
Well, that's what movie studios do.
What do they do?
Okay, so you have a company like Viacom is a very good example of this. So Viacom, you know, they have MTV and all their other networks, and they also have films because it's Paramount. Paramount is, you know, was part of Viacom. I don't even know if it is anymore.
I don't think so. I'm not sure.
Yeah, Paramount was with the, you know, that was all.
Still?
Yeah, exactly. But one of the things they also have are billboards. If you look at, you know, if you're ever driving on the highway, sometimes you see a billboard and underneath it, it'll actually say Viacom in like a blue oval underneath. That's the same Viacom. So what they do is a movie will come out and the Viacom billboard company buys ads at a highly inflated price for the film. And then if the film doesn't make its budget back because of the advertising dollars that they spent, they don't have to pay the actors residuals.
Nice.
So they are buying ads for their own things and spending real money. Yeah, it's you know, creative accounting, I believe it's what it's called.
Yes, I've heard of that term.
Yes. And that's
Shady.
why Tom Wilson, who played Biff in Back to the Future, talks about it. I've seen him talk about it in a couple of interviews because it was like 20 years before he ever saw a residual from Back to the Future because they did all of that clever
shenanigans,
accounting. Yeah, to make sure that he never got paid.
It's fucked.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's do some shopping news. It's Black Friday, and the big shopping news is there's an all-new cheap-ass gamer. So you should come check out the site if you haven't looked at it in a while.
I did. I logged in and everything.
It works for the most part. It's we're still fixing up some stuff. I got a lot of emails from people who can't log in, and every single one of them is user error. Like they forgot their account is so old that they just don't even remember what their email address was, like from 15 years ago, and so they're like, I can't log in. You can tell they're very upset. Like they think they lost their 20-year-old account, and it's like, no, you just don't remember your email address, and you haven't had that email address for like 4 email addresses. So basically, I'm back and forthing with with everybody, and taking care of them. But big shout out to Super Programmer John for getting it up, and come check it out. cheapassgamer.com. It works great on mobile now. We're using Zenforo and a lot of custom shit that John made, and people complain that the site went down during Black Friday, and I'm like, fucking Black Friday is like 4 weeks now. Let's just, we're down for a couple of days. I think, we'll all survive probably.
There we go. Now I'm back in. I had to do the double 2-factor authentication. Keep my stuff safe.
Oh, I turned that on by accident for people, but I turned it off now, I think.
Oh, well, I did it anyway.
Okay. Yeah, you can do it. Go.
So
you should do it.
Yep.
Yeah. But I didn't want to make you do it. That was an accident. Someone in the chat asked if Speedy 1961 is coming back to CAG 4.0. That would be great to get in contact with Speedy 1961 now and just like talk about that whole situation from his perspective. I'd love to hear. God, that would be great. But I don't know who he is. I just like I said, that's how you know. Otherwise, I would definitely be interviewing him. Did you guys buy anything for Black Friday?
I already talked about the sweatpants.
Yes, that was exciting.
And I got a Dutch oven.
With the sweatpants, you just pull them down a
No,
little.
not with the sweatpants, but I did. I got a Dutch oven.
Hey, honey,
'cause-
check out my new sweatpants. Just get real close, and you gotta really put your face on this fabric
Right
to
in
feel
it.
the
Yep.
fleece. Yeah, feel this fleece.
Mm-hmm. And I'm trying to think what else I got. Oh, I got a jacket.
Nice.
What kind of jacket?
It's like it looks like a flannel, but it's thick and it has pockets.
Oh, a jacket with pockets.
Big time. Big
And
shot.
when I put it on in the store, my wife said, "You look really good in that. You should get it." And when that happens, you know what you do? You get it.
must be the Orange Theory.
It might be. She goes, "Ooh, you look really good in that. You should get it." And it was 75% off. And I'm like, "Yep, that's my price point."
That's why she said it.
No, she was like, "No, because we tried on a whole bunch of jackets during the day for me."
Nice.
So that was the
Nice.
first one she actually really liked. And it was like in the last store we were in too. It was kind of funny. So yeah, success all around.
Yay. I went to Orange Theory on Black Friday, actually.
I know.
And there were so many fucking people in the class that I thought there was a mistake and like they booked too many people because I haven't seen that many people since before COVID. But there were like 45 people in the class.
That's a lot. My class wouldn't even be able to hold that many.
They can because don't you have 15 stations time 3?
Yes.
Because they fill every station up all at once. So they do a 3. It's called a 3G class.
I was gonna say that would have to be a 3G though.
It was a 3G.
I mean, I do mostly 2Gs.
Yeah, they don't never do 3Gs because there's not enough people.
Not enough people.
But that's what it used to be like. That's what it used to be back before COVID.
That's crazy. I don't know if I'd like that.
That's how much less money they're making. That's the owners of Orange Theory because it just used to be like that frequently. And now I literally thought they just overbooked the class and there was going to be a big problem. And a guy complimented me on my rowing afterwards. And he asked me what my 200-meter time was.
And what is your 200-meter time?
It's like 22 seconds.
That's crazy. You know what my 200-meter time is?
Not 22 seconds?
It is not 22 seconds.
What is it?
It's like 50-ish. A little over, we'll say.
It's only because you just don't know the proper form and it's hard and it's not possible to just...
Also, I'm significantly shorter than you.
I'm not saying that you're going to get 22 seconds. I'm saying you would get a much better time.
Do you know what my 200-meter was the first time I ever did Orange Theory? Because I remember it. Because
must have been over a minute.
Now, mind you, I'm down to about, let's say 52 seconds is what I could probably pull that off.
Okay.
The first time I ever did Orange Theory, it took me 4 minutes.
No, that's impossible.
I'm not making that up. 4 minutes.
You would
do two.
Just not understanding the concept of the rower.
Oh,
basically.
no. Yeah. I was like, I went on Tuesday this week because that's when my class is renewed. I'm like, I'm not going to go on Monday. I'm too
4 minutes?
Yeah.
I think my 2,000 meter is
the
like 6
takeaway
minutes.
here is that the first time I went, it took me 4 minutes, and now I can do it in under a minute.
It's awesome.
That's the takeaway. That's what you're supposed to take away from that.
That is awesome. I was
that I've been going and improving.
Dude, today I went to this morning, and a guy came up to me. It might have been the same guy from last week who complimented me about the rowing. I'm not sure, but he just I was putting my shit in the locker, and he goes, "Hi, my name's Aaron." I think that, yeah. He goes, "My name's Aaron. Like, you look like you've been, like you're an expert here or something." And I'm like, "Oh, yeah, no, I've been coming for a long time, but, And he's like, "Oh, yeah, I just started." And then I said, "Actually, my friend just started. I got my friend to join, and, he's done, over 30 classes." Because he asked me how many classes I did. I said, over 400. And he's like, "Oh, I've just started 2 months ago." I'm like, "Oh yeah, my friend just started 2 months ago. He's done over 30 classes. And I'm really proud of him because he's going 2 times a week, like clockwork. And, it's really hard to start." And yeah, so we were talking, your ears might've been burning at 10:30 this morning, I would say.
I'm probably going to go tomorrow. I went, because like I said, I went on Tuesday, different coach. Good coach. I like him. He's Saeed, good guy. And he actually said to me, because I was in his class, he goes, "You've improved so much. It's really remarkable. I'm very impressed with you."
Yay.
But also when I walked in, because I didn't go on Monday, the girl behind the desk, she's like, "Kayla was worried about you. I'm so glad you're," that's the coach on Mondays. And I wasn't there on Monday. Yeah. Kayla was worried about
you didn't show.
Because I didn't show. So it's a good thing you're here today. I'm like, "We'll let her know." I'm like, "Thanks." So they all know me there now. It's kind of fun to, I walk in, they say hi.
It's like
they know
Norm
my
from
name.
Cheers.
I am very much the norm of my, the fat guy.
Stew, they say.
That's what they say when I walk in.
Pid.
Mm.
Sorry. Let's.
Wow.
Some people wrote in and asked about this year's Black Friday deals. Are they getting worse? Are they the same? I haven't really. I don't know. Ship probably has a thought about that.
I mean, there's still decent deals out there. The problem is it just stretches out for so long now, and with everything being online, right? Like you can get similar deals on most of this stuff like throughout the year, just on all like, oh, it's Amazon Prime Day. Oh, it's, I don't know, Thursday. Like there's just constant sales on everything throughout the year. That Black Friday is still good because it's like, that everything possible will be on sale that day, right?
Almost,
You're
yeah.
like, I'm going to get a decent deal on something that day. You don't have to like really like pay much attention to it.
Right.
It's just, oh, okay, yeah, this is the day I'm going to go buy like, I don't know, a toaster or like whatever like you need to replace.
DJ software is what I bought.
Right, DJ
70% off.
You needed some new DJ software.
A Dutch oven by the Lodge Company.
We bought a couch.
That's good.
Right? Like it's like, I don't know, like I'm tired of this couch. Guess what? It's Black Friday. Let's buy a couch.
Fuck, we should have done that.
We actually bought that on, I don't know, one of the Cyber Mondays. It gets a little gray there whether we're still Black Friday or Cyber Monday.
Things started on the 17th, I believe, this year, if I remember from the various emails I get leading up to it.
Most of the game deals on the consoles themselves are like deals that have been there like 7 times already.
Yeah, they're not bad.
They're not bad, but it's not like, they're not getting lower. It's not a lower price than I saw on some of these games 2 months ago. I don't know.
Some of it's all the same stuff.
Yeah.
Too. Like we're to the point where like, oh yeah, I bought that like 5 Black Fridays ago. Do I need like another hard drive this year? Nope. I still have the one from 5 Black Fridays again. Like, is a new TV? Nope, that TV's still working. What is it that we're replacing this year?
Yeah. I replaced the Xbox Elite controller, which I dropped too many times, and the RB button is a little sketch. So $109 from Verizon seemed to be a pretty good price. So that's pretty much all I got in the DJ software. DJ Studio, it's called.
I bought presents for people. I didn't do that. But it was all online. I did go to Target on one of the days.
I went to Target on Black Friday. I went to Target in the afternoon though. So by then it was normal Target. It wasn't even. And some of it too is like, since all the physical media is going away, like there's not like, oh, I'm going to go look at the big bin of movies that are like $5 each. It's not there. Yeah.
It's not there.
It's kind of a bummer.
There's not like the big racks of games. There's like,
I didn't realize Target was getting rid of all the video games.
It's not
they're all gone, but it's
just not a priority. Yeah.
Okay. The movies are like, they have like, I don't know, like maybe a total of 20 movies.
Yeah. I only have a budget Target. So you only have like 10 movies normally.
Yeah. That's not that different than what my Target is now, like my full size Target.
Right.
They have more like vinyl records than they do movies by far.
We have none.
They might have more CDs than they have movies at this point.
CDs nuts. Thank you.
No, thank you.
I always try to get Ty on one of those, and he just he's like a ninja, just counters everyone. Any new releases that we need to talk about? I'm sort of scanning them here. Nothing sounds familiar.
Train traffic manager? Is that something you're...
Sounds awesome. I'm going to investigate further. All right, let's get on to Wombat's Fortnightly news.
Sure. So, there's the usual Fortnite stuff that, the season ends in 2 days. There's going to be a big live event. Eminem came to the store today. Eminem, hip hop legend Eminem.
Wait,
There's
what?
3 different versions of Eminem.
Oh, his skin
is in the game. Yep.
I felt like I thought he showed up somewhere.
No.
All right.
Yes, he will be doing a thing in the game on Saturday.
What's he gonna be doing?
We don't know. That's
Shooting things.
Exactly. He's gonna be shooting things and maybe do an original Fortnite rap.
An original Fortnite rap.
I don't know. I'm making that up, but he's definitely gonna be performing in the game. Excuse me, on Saturday.
That's cool.
Yes. So to launch the new season that starts on Sunday. So here's what I want to ask you, because this isn't even so much a Fortnite thing as much as it is, a future of gaming scenario.
Yeah.
And this is, but it became like the thing in all the Fortnite communities that they were talking about. So about 4.5 years ago, they released a Black Widow skin for Fortnite. It came out 4.5 years ago. It was in the shop for whatever it was, a week or so. It was before I was even playing the game. And then she was gone. And she hadn't been in the game for 4.5 years. And people who had the skin, there were a lot of people like, I have one of the rarest skins in the game. Aren't I awesome? I have this Black Widow skin. You can't get it anymore. They re-released it yesterday for one night.
Okay.
They had Black Widow back in the shop.
Yeah.
I actually picked it up because it's one of the few Marvel skins that I really like that I never had. And
okay.
I don't need to justify why I got a Black Widow skin.
Right. It's $10, right? Like,
yeah.
Who cares?
Yeah, exactly. And I'm an adult. I can do what I want. But I got it because it's one I've always wanted and it was never available. So I was really excited that it was there. But a lot of people are like, oh, Fortnite cheapening the rarity of their skins by re-releasing them. How dare they? And it was, like 1,000 thread thing on Reddit about people just arguing back and forth about, no, this is good for the game because they should bring these things back. And other people are like, no, the whole point is, what's the point of they're getting rid of the FOMO. I'm like, maybe they're not though. So this is where I bring it to you guys on how you feel about, should this be a regular practice? Should like Apex.
People complaining about stupid shit? Yes, that should be a regular practice.
On the regular.
But I'm sure Apex has done this too. They probably had something that was in the shop for like a week and has never been seen again. Do people keep track of that? Are you even aware?
No, I would not be aware of the people being aware or or myself. To answer your question, look, this game exists to make money. If they think they're gonna make more money by bringing the Black Widow skin back for one day, then they're gonna do it. If they're gonna think they're gonna make more money by not bringing the Black Widow skin back, they're gonna do that. They don't, and anything else. And rarity is bullshit. It's fucking digital. It's like it's not like you can resell them. You can't resell them.
Be there. Yeah,
it's a pointless thing to complain about. It's just like another thing that people are getting fucking offended by. That is just ridiculous.
I agree. I was happy to see it. I'm shocked it took them this long because again, they were doing. I mean, that's why it hadn't been there. Is they were doing this. They like to keep the rare things rare. Why? I don't know. I mean, I get it for the season pass stuff.
It's so people. Yeah, it's the fear of missing out thing to where people know like it's there for a limited time.
I'm gonna grab it.
The last day.
Of course.
Look, crap! Here's $15.
This game is a $1 billion business.
Although it did lose money this year.
Did it?
Well, it lost money this year.
I mean, it didn't make as much money as last year?
Yeah.
Okay, well, whatever. I'm sure it made $1 billion. I don't know how much.
There's a lot of issues with Fortnite right now, but we're not going to talk about it on this show.
Right. Thank you.
Sounds
we appreciate that. Salute. Thank you for your service.
So why now? Does Black Widow have something going on?
Black Widow was a chapter 1 skin, and since this is the
that makes perfect sense.
Chapter 1, then they brought back a couple of these skins, but no one thought that this one would come back, and it did. And it was very exciting.
Not the sacred Black Widow skin.
As dumb as it sounds, that's how people reacted yesterday.
People are horrible. They shouldn't be allowed to react.
Now, does she have guns?
Definitely.
Yeah, she's good. Black Widow. Black Widow has guns in the movies.
What's her?
I mean, that's part of the reason.
What's her iconic pickaxe?
Her iconic pickaxe is the two batons, like two electric.
Oh,
but that she uses in Iron Man 2, I believe, doesn't she? Or just in Infinity War? Yeah, doesn't matter. The batons were not available. They didn't bring back her pickaxe, only the skin. And people were complaining about that. They're like, well, at least I still have her rare pickaxes. I wouldn't have bought the pickaxes anyway, because I don't usually care that much about the pickaxes.
Would you have not bought them?
Yeah, I wouldn't have picked them up. No. I have Daredevil's 2 pickaxes that are almost identical. So I just use the Daredevil ones with her, and I'm perfectly fine with that.
You could be finer.
Could I be finer?
Could be
It's
more
okay.
fine.
It's okay. I'm good. I'm still good with my just Black Widow skin and the backpack. I did get her backpack. That comes with the skin.
Nice.
Mhm.
I picked something up during the month of Fridays.
What?
Yes.
Park Beyond. It's a Namco Bandai's roller coaster park simulator.
Oh, I saw that in the shop. Is it any good?
It's done by the same people. Before I answer that, it's done by the same people, same studio that did Tropico 6. So they at least have some experience making, like, I don't know, simulator type of these type of things. So the overall part construction and the simulation part of it is pretty well done, because it gives you good goals and chapters and everything, and it explains it pretty well. The menu system is a little bit cumbersome. The ride creation, the roller coaster is good enough, but it's not as good as Planet Coaster is. It also is a little bit choppy. Like the frame rate can get a little bit, oh, I'm gonna puke while I'm riding this roller coaster.
They don't have the technology to
I don't know what it, like, even on like the opening cinematics, it was like, I don't know, probably around, it was hovering around 20 frames per second or so on some of those early cinematics. I think they might have had a patch for it recently, because it has been performing better.
Thank God.
The whole thing around it, its unique hook is impossibilities, I think is what they call them, where basically you like insert things that you couldn't do in real life on the roller coasters. Like
bananas.
You put like, yeah, bananas. Exactly. You just put bananas everywhere. You put like cannons that like shoot you from one part of the track to the other, or that's what I've unlocked so far. I don't know. There's other things. There's ramps. I don't know what a ramp is, but I know that's one of the things I can unlock.
Sweet.
Enjoy those ramps.
For $20, what I picked it up for, I'm enjoying it. It's not as good as Planet Coaster.
$50.
20.
Oh, 20. Okay.
Yeah.
I misheard.
Yeah, it was on sale for 20.
I was gonna say Planet Coaster is very popular at this house, but if it's not as good as that, I wouldn't.
I didn't know Planet Coaster was popular in your house. I know
My son plays it almost
Okay.
every day. My son plays it almost every day.
Yeah.
You'd actually probably be impressed. He builds all his roller coasters from scratch. He's really into the physics and engineering that goes into building a roller coaster. And he talks about it, and he talks about the angles and the speeds and how you have to do this to get it to do that. And he's very into it. So
yeah,
maybe I have a little engineer and I don't even realize it. I'm raising a shipwreck.
All right. I think we're at the end of our line here. Did we say it all? Anything else we need to cover?
Remnant 2 was a surprise release on Game Pass just now. I don't know if I didn't know if that was something that Ship cared about.
Which one?
Gearbox. Remnant 2 came out this year.
I don't know what that is.
But when you say it's Gearbox, like that could mean a lot of different.
I know
things.
it's Gearbox Publishing.
Right, which is not.
It's not the same as Gearbox.
It's not the same as, hey, this is Borderlands.
I know. I'm just saying but still it may get you
I
to check
have
it
been
out.
playing some Borderlands though. Well,
Why?
I've been playing some Borderlands 3 because it came out for Switch. We got a code for Borderlands on the Switch, and that does not look as good as Borderlands 3
Shocked.
should look.
Right.
But it's I don't know. I played a lot of that game, so I still enjoy playing it in spurts on the Switch. But yeah, Switch is showing its age.
Yeah. Painkiller X in the chat asks if there are any year-end upcoming games that we're anticipating.
Are there still games coming out?
Are there? What else is what didn't come out yet?
Super Mario RPG, is that out? That came out? I think that's out. Yeah, I saw that at Target.
I'm gonna play Alan Wake 2 by the end of the year. I hope so.
I will too.
At least I just haven't gotten to that yet. But I did download it. I just haven't bought it yet. I'm hoping maybe it'll go on sale.
It should let you pay $5 at a time, and then eventually you'll have it paid off.
By the time I get to the end of the game.
By the time you actually play the game, by the time maybe that's it.
That's the next step.
The next step is you just pay $5.
Pay for play.
You pay to play.
They don't want that. They make more money getting people pay $60 and then play the game for 10 minutes.
I have a new Fortnite season on Sunday, and then the new Fortnite racing game comes out a couple of days after that, and then the Fortnite Lego game comes out a couple of days after that.
What?
What are you talking about?
These are your anticipated games. His anticipated games.
They come out this year.
You're just making these up?
Nope, these are real things.
There's a separate Fortnite racing game
within the Fortnite client. Yes.
Oh, well.
But it's not like Battle Royale. It's, like how Battle Royale is separate from Save the World, which was what Fortnite was when it first came out, like the basic Fortnite game.
Right.
This is going to be a racing game that's separate from all of that. And then there's going to be that's right. And Matter in the chat says at Fortnite Guitar Hero. That's right. There's also going to be a separate Fortnite rhythm game.
I thought he was kidding.
Nope. That's also real.
So basically they lost money this year and are trying to figure out how to make money.
What's the next big thing? Is it the Lego thing? Is it going to be the racing thing? Is it going to be what's been making them money?
Is the Lego thing actual Lego brands?
Yep. They made $1 billion deal with Lego. Lego gave them $1 billion to develop this.
What is it?
We don't know yet.
Oh, really?
Yep.
That's wild.
It's super secret.
I feel like crazy that I've never even heard of this.
We're not in the
all.
Fortnite universe. It's just
a
whole other subculture.
But it's
Yeah, no, I mean, I understand why you guys would just wait until next week, and then you'll be, because it'll be everywhere. It'll be what everyone's talking about. But the Lego thing is going to be next week, probably. My guess might be Tuesday or Wednesday. But only rumors of what it might be. There's rumors that it's going to be like an open world, maybe like a survival type game, not a Battle Royale type game, but something more persistent. There's rumors that it might just be a straight ahead RPG with Lego elements, or it might be, I have no idea. It could be like Animal Crossing or like some hybrid of all three of those things that I just said.
Shit. We'll find out.
It's very ambitious, all of it. I mean, they bought Rocket League and now they're going to put racing into Fortnite. They bought Harmonix, and now they're going to put a rhythm game into Fortnite.
So, I can use RoboCop in the racing game, maybe?
Yes, you could use RoboCop to drive your car.
Is that true, or is that just a rumor?
No, that's probably how it's going to be. And according to what I also read, if you have cars in Rocket League, you could use those cars in Fortnite. So I have a Porsche 911 in Rocket League that I could use in the racing game in Fortnite. So it gets you to I should be playing more Rocket League. So yeah, because it's another thing that Epic owns, and it's all they're no fools.
I have Kit in Rocket League. I have the Ghostbusters car in Rocket League. No. So not the Ghostbusters car. I have the Back to the Future car.
Okay.
And so that's it.
Yeah. So you can if you're able to drive Kit in a racing game
with RoboCop at the wheel,
RoboCop driving behind the wheel,
I'll just ejaculate everywhere.
Yeah, I mean, it's just dumb enough to work. They just have to not fuck it up. And yet I'm not confident that they're not going to fuck it up.
Yeah, I mean, Lego. Yeah, I see this article. Lego invested $1 billion in fucking Fucking epic.
Yep. And that all comes out next week.
Cool. Exciting
Yep.
times for the Fortnite family.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Ooh. That's
Hopefully
exciting.
they could, get their shit together because they made some big mistakes recently. So.
Right. All right. Well, what? Nothing left to say. We've said it all.
Mm-hmm.
Except we'll see you next week.
Bread's done.